Hey there, travel beauty chasers. Welcome back to Chasing Travel Beauty with Stephanie. So, today is going to be a very different episode. So, we're going to be talking less about travel and more about grief and loss. If grief and loss. So, if that's a heavy topic for you, please click away. Or if that can be a trigger for you, please click away. So I debated on whether to go forward with this daily practice. So you guys know I made this commitment to do this daily practice of posting every single day based on being inspired by Glow Atomo. And last night I got news that, a good friend of 30 years passed away, that she transitioned to be with the Lord. And I contemplated, you know what, today might be that day that you take off. And then I thought about her, just out of respect for her family. I won't use her name, we'll just call her SD. And I thought about her and I was like, she'd be like, girl, get on there and do it. She was such a strong-willed individual, successful, tenacious, whatever she set her mind to do, she did. Consistent. Literally, I think she worked for her company for over 20 plus years. She, moved to different locations with the company as she, continued to grow and build her career there. But longevity is not something we see of people staying with an organization for such a length of time. But that just, again, speaks to her commitment when she makes up her mind about a thing. And so I thought, nope, I am going to do what feels hard today in hopes that, one, I can show myself that I can do what's hard, but two, that even in this, there's an opportunity to connect, to bring light, love, positivity, joy, peace, and beauty into someone else's life. So in thinking about SD, I was like, okay, where do we travel to over all these years? Where do we go? And I thought about 3 trips that we took. We took our first trip together to Jamaica, like in our 20s. And I remember we climbed Dunn's River Falls at the time. And when I think back to it now, I'm like, okay, yeah, we were young, we were adventurous. But I think about it now, like, yes, we went up with a guy, but it was not safe. And if we had gotten hurt there, I don't know if we would have made it, but we did it, and it was a great experience. We traveled more recently. It was like in 2017. We went to Southern California. So we were in like no. We went to Cabo San Lucas. In 2017, we went to Cabo San Lucas. And so there was, a great experience. We stayed at a beautiful property. We, explored all the little areas there. And then more recently, like after the pandemic in 2021, well, actually, we're still in the pandemic because I was looking back at pictures and we were wearing masks. But it was sort of like, I need to get out of the house. Come with me. I need to go somewhere. And she's like, okay, let's go. So we went to that like San Diego, Coronado area. And yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good to reflect back on those pictures and to see how travel gave us new experiences together as friends. And so, when I think about this idea of grief and loss, I was doing my daily devotions this morning, and I'm doing a devotional plan with the YouVersion Bible app. And it gave a scripture that I've heard many times, many, many times. But there are times when you're going through something in life that the complexion of the scripture will change. The way you see it, the insight you get will be different. And it's a scripture in Isaiah 53, and it talks about, he bore our griefs and he carried our sorrows and pains. And it just hit different today. One, the fact that it said griefs, it's like, God knew that in this life there would be griefs, that there would be losses, people we love. Sometimes it's, a job, a career, or something like that, or a dream that we lose. He knew those griefs would come, and he knew that sorrows and pains would come in this life. But what hit me and struck me about the scripture today is that he experienced it, he carried it, he bore it so that we don't have to. Now, that's not to say that we don't have to process grief, that we don't have to learn how to integrate, that loss of that loved one into our life. Like, what does our new normal feel like, when we want to pick up the phone and call and they're not there? Like, how are we going to integrate that into our lives and be able to continue to move forward? We still have to do that work. But the weight of it, he's carrying it. So I got on here today just to encourage someone, to let you know you are not alone. We're in this together. It's hard to believe that there's anyone in this life that hasn't experienced some kind of loss. So you're not alone in this. So whether you've had the loss of someone you love and care about, know that he has already borne our griefs. And if it's more like the loss of a job or a career, I can relate to that. And I do feel like those moments of loss are about transitioning and repositioning, and just know that you are moving to a place to get into alignment with what your next is, what your purpose to be doing at this specific time. Know that that change is going to work together for your good. So, wanted to just encourage you today that you are loved, you are cared about, and that you're not in this alone. We can get through this together. So with that, well, friend, we have reached the end of our time together today, but there's no need for sorrow because we're in this together, and I'll see you again tomorrow. But until then, keep chasing travel beauty wherever your journeys may take you. Thanks for watching.